So our next topic in the reaction intermediates are free radicals. First of all, we studied carbocations, then carbanions, and next are the free radicals. So what are free radicals? These are the paramagnetic neutral species containing an atom or group of atoms with one or more unpaired electron and are called free radicals. So basically these are the paramagnetic neutral species. Paramagnetic means they have unpaired electron, and containing an atom or group of atom with one or more unpaired electron is called free radical. So organic reaction, so the free radicals are electrically neutral species which are formed by the homolytic cleavage. So in first lecture I had told you that there are two type of bond cleavage. One is homolytic, other is heterolytic. In homolytic cleavage, the covalent bond breaks symmetrically to form the two free radicals. These are free radicals. And other was the heterolytic cleavage, in which carbocation or carbanion are formed. so so the free radical are electrically neutral species which are formed by the homolytic cleavage or homolysis, and the bond breaks in such a way that each atom or group of atoms separate with odd unpaired electron. These are paramagnetic due to the presence of odd unpaired electron. They are formed by the symmetrical fusion of the molecules in gas phase or non-polar solvent. They are unstable, highly short-lived, and very reactive, and take part in reaction immediately as soon as they are formed. So these are highly reactive and unstable and short-lived species. Short-lived species. So further organic reaction which are either initiated by free radical or involved in free radical intermediates are called free radical reaction. So generation of free radical, further how they are generated, as we have studied in case of carbocation and carbanion, how they are generated. So the generation of free radicals are generally formed by the homolytic cleavage. This kind of cleavage in reaction carried out at high temperature or under the influence of high energy radiation such as ultraviolet light. The formation of free radical is particularly easy if the bonds undergoing symmetrical cleavage are relatively weak. For example, these are the some of the examples of formation of free radical. So this is acyl peroxide. So when it is heated, this triangle represents the heating or thermochemical reaction. So there is a formation of free radical. So this is a symmetrical cleavage of this bond which result in the formation of this free radical. Every bond involves two electrons, so one electron of this bond goes to this oxygen and one electron goes to this oxygen, and these dots are representing these electrons. So homolytic cleavage is generally indicated by half-headed arrow. It means that they are represented as half-headed arrow. So in case of carbocation and carbanion reaction, I told you that in nucleophile electrophilic reaction we make this kind of arrow. This is full head arrow. This is the head of the arrow, and this is fully headed arrow, whereas this is the half-headed arrow. This part of this downward part of this arrow is missing, so this is half-headed arrow. So these free radical reaction are represented by half-headed arrow, that one electron goes to this oxygen and one electron goes to this oxygen. So half-headed arrow. So I will write some examples of the formation of free radicals. So first example is benzoyl peroxide, that is C6H5, C double bond O, oxygen and C double bond O and C6H5. When it is heated or these radiation of particular wavelength are given to this compound, it result in the formation of free radical, this way and this way. So this free radical is formed, two free radicals are formed like this. these are same, so I may write here 2RCOO dot free radical. So here I written this C6H5 C double bond O and O. So further the free radical further react because it is highly reactive and short-lived species. So if there is a scope of further reaction, it further reacts to form the benzyl free radical, that is C6H5 dot plus CO2. As this one electron comes from this bond and one electron from this oxygen, they both combine with each other to form the carbon dioxide, and bond got broken at this point. So this is the formation of benzyl free radical. Next is the diacetyl CH3 C double bond O C double bond O CH3. When electromagnetic radiation H nu or sunlight is given, it results in the formation of acetyl free radical. Another example is this compound where first of all this bond got broken in certain conditions to form the free radical. Further this bond in next step also got broken, and this electron comes from here and this electron comes from here. These half-headed arrow are representing the movement of these electrons, single electron. So two free radicals are formed here, that is 2R dot plus nitrogen has been formed as this N triple bond, and or it may be written as N2. So types of free radical. Further free radicals are classified like carbocation and carbonyl as primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary, secondary and tertiary free radical. So when in a free radical the carbon is generally valency of carbon is 4 and it has one unpaired electron here. This is a free radical. This is a simple methyl free radical, and this is, if you will write here like this CH3 or some other group is present, but basically if carbon has one carbon bond in this free radical, then it will be called as primary free radical. If there will be two carbon bonds in a free radical, then it will be called as secondary or and further tertiary free radical will also be written in the same manner. Further is the structure of free radical. So free radical is a planar species in which carbon atom bearing the odd electron is sp2 hybridized with the three coplanar hybrid orbitals involved in the formation of three single bond with other atoms. The bond angle around the carbon bearing an odd electron is approximately 120 degree each, and the odd electron remaining in the unhybridized p orbital present in a plane at right angle to the plane of hybrid orbitals. So this is sp2 hybridized free radical. Next is the order of stability of free radicals. The order of stability of free radical can also be explained on the basis of hyperconjugation or resonance effect, as in the case of carbocation. So hyperconjugation and resonance also helps in the stabilization of the free radicals. So you may go through this resonance stabilization itself. So there are three types of reaction intermediate till now we studied. First is the carbocation, other was the carbanion, and then last is the free radical that till now we studied. So what are the basic difference between the carbocation, carbanion and free radical? In carbocation and carbanion, the central atom is carbon. Here carbon. Free radical may be of carbon or nitrogen or somewhere else. As we have seen in this example, there is a formation of this free radical which is involved nitrogen. Okay, here the free radical involve the formation of this oxygen. So free radical may have carbon or some other atom as the central atom, carbon or some other atom as a central atom. In carbocation, the basically carbon carries the positive charge, that's why it is called carbocation, carbon plus positive charge. Whereas in carbanion, it's a negative charge which makes it a carbanion, carbon plus negative charge. Whereas in case of free radical, there is the unpaired electron, and due to this unpaired electron it is paramagnetic, whereas this it shows carbocation and carbanion both doesn't show any magnetic properties. Further, there are many more differences, like carbanion has sp3 hybridization, whereas carbocation has sp2 hybridization, and free radical also have sp2 hybridization. So there are many other differences you must know. And further is the formation of carbocation, carbanion and free radicals. So these are the basic differences between the carbocation, carbanion and carbanion. So I hope that now you are well versed with the basic facts of carbocation, carbanion and free radicals. So free radical are the paramagnetic neutral species containing an atom or group of atom with one or more unpaired electron, and they are called free radicals. So for the reagents and substrates, the starting material or compound taking part in a chemical reaction are called reactants. Reactant can be broadly classified into reagents and substrates. In general, a more reactive reactant which initiates a chemical process is called attacking reagent. On the other hand, the generalized term used for the molecule which undergo the attack of attacking species is called substrate. So substrate is attacked by attacking reagent which result in the formation of products. So substrates is attacked by attacking reagent which results in the formation of products. So substrate is the less reactive, whereas the attacking reagent is the more reactive species which initiates the reaction. So the term attacking reagent is generally used for the substance that brings about a chemical change in a substrate called as substrate to result in the formation of products. A given substance may act as a substrate in one direction while it may act as an attacking reagent in another reaction. Following convention are followed in their use. In a reaction involving organic and inorganic substance, the organic substance is designated as substrate and inorganic substance is designated as the attacking reagent. For example, when this ethyl bromide C2H5Br reacts with the potassium hydroxide, that is KOH, aqueous potassium hydroxide, results in the formation of ethanol plus potassium bromide. Here this is the organic substance and this is called as, I told you, this is called as substrate and this is called attacking reagent. These are the products. So in a reaction involving two organic substances, the substance that provides the carbon atom of a new bond formed between carbon atom and hetero atom is designated as the substrate, while the other substance is designated as the attacking reagents. So there are some convention which I told you. Further, there are different type of classification of attacking reagents. That is, they may be free radical, electrophilic reagent, or nucleophilic reagents, or neutral electrophiles, or many more. That we will take later on.